But I remember that it come in, but then it got lower. I don't know if that was because it spread further inland. But I do remember the sludge and the slime and the difficulty in getting about. I remember waking up and there was just water everywhere. It coming in our house, the roads, the avenue, all down the road. It was just a wash, absolutely. I think the weirdest thing was, you hear of these things, but then when you wake up and it's there, I don't think you just panic, because in them days they just got on with it. But it was about getting food, it was about lifting stuff off the floors, moving furniture, and just this deluge of dirty water. And I think my brother was on demob from the army, on leave or whatever you call it, and I don't know what happened to my brothers, but I know he brought me to Gravesend. And I mean, I don't even know how we got here, but I remember it was flooded. All the sten was downstairs, had downstairs, that was all flooded. And it was sort of organised, whereas at home in Erith, because there's no river wall, I suppose, it just took over. Everything was, there's no roads, no paths. And because I'm going back 60 years, but I think at first you think it was fun, because they had boats and little rowing boats and dinghies. But then I remember things like it being so dirty and smelly, and the mess it left, the sludge and the slime, all everywhere. It was dangerous for a long time. Slipping and sliding, there was like green slime, and I suppose you'd call it a watermark, but as it went down it was just, I think it was worse when the water went down, because it was just so dangerous. And it wasn't funny like it started out to be, you know, an adventure. And you remember people, I remember, perhaps it was a different generation, but I remember my mum and they just getting on with it, you know, make the best of things. That's the sort of thing. Things were lifted up and pots was up here, and I remember my dad put up, because obviously couldn't use, he put up a shelf in the corner of the kitchen and done a gas ring with a tube, and we cooked on this one gas ring. Things like that I remember, which was absolutely, for me I suppose, wonderful. It's like an adventure. But looking back it must have been absolutely terrible. Because I do remember it was smelly, because I lived right on the Thames. So I suppose as it come in over then the marshes and everything, it must have been mud and vegetation, and it must have been terrible. And then of course we still had the co-op with the horses. You know, I mean, they had to take the horses out, and there was all the horse manure. I mean, there was all those things floating around. You know, it must have been, talking about it, it must have been pretty horrible. As a child, you don't think about it. But I know it stopped being funny after a couple of days, because once you realise you can't go to school and that adventure's over. But it was pretty devastating.